Putin react to what happened with an Azerbaijani airplane? He showed his typical reaction to the situations like that. No reaction at all. So there was zero reaction, but instead, as the independent media against reports, Putin attended an informal meeting of CIS heads of state and a meeting of the Supreme Eurasian Economic Council, where he called for promoting the victory over Nazism as a common value for everybody. He invited CIS leaders to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the victory in Moscow. Putin also talked to journalists about Russia's economic growth, prospects for ending the war, and gas supplies to Europe. He signed several laws, including on monthly payments for children of captured and missing military personnel. Also, Putin spoke by phone with 7th grader Taisia Leonova, who says Putin fulfilled her dream of attending a rehearsal of the Igor Moiseyev folk dance ensemble. And finally, Putin congratulated actor Mikhail Boyarsky, one of his great supporters, on his 75th birthday. As I said before, it's a typical Putin's reaction that he demonstrated throughout his presidency. He has never participated in the unveiling of the memorials, neither at the site of house bombings, nor at Dubrovka Theater Center, nor in Beslan, nor in Moscow subway. He did not participate in memorial events for the dead sailors of the Kursk submarine. He did not rush to address the nation immediately, but always waited for several days. By the way, about the Kursk submarine that I just mentioned, Putin, who only took the presidency for the first time in March of 2000, was on vacation in Sochi at that time. He decided to interrupt it only 5 days later. And finally, the most recent example, he commented the fall of Bashar Assad's regime in Syria for the first time only on the 11th day after it happened. And now, a couple of words about the reaction of Russian propaganda. In the propaganda narrative, it's an airplane crash that was triggered by a collision with a flock of birds, followed by a cylinder explosion on the board. Russian TV says that Grozny airport did not accept a flight from Baku due to heavy fog, but in reality, on Wednesday, they imposed the Kovер plan, closed sky regime, due to drone attacks. Both Channel 1 and Russia 1 Россия 1 channels showed in their reports during the day a flight trajectory according to which the plane turned towards Aktau over Makhachkala before reaching Grozny. But in fact, the approximate flight path recovered by the Flight Radar 24 service shows that the airliner flew to Vladikavkaz and only then turned towards Chechnya and then to Aktau. There are so many inconsistencies in the propaganda media reports. In addition, the audience is offered the most absurd versions of what happened, as it was actually 10 years ago when the Russian Buk missile system shot down the Malaysian Boeing. That time, the most fantastic versions were rolled out. For example, that the passengers on board were already dead. Now, look at this title. Russian media claims that fraudsters from Ukraine tricked and blackmailed Russian air defense operators into shooting down the airplane. The purpose of all this is to confuse the audience and to cover up what really happened.